everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Tasia and I'm a professional communication strategist by trade, and I'm sharing all of my tips and tricks regarding social media in a series specifically about YouTube and Instagram. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram, and more specifically one of the newest features on Instagram, and that is Instagram Reels. A lot of people are still getting to know this particular feature, and some of you might be confused about the difference between Instagram Reels and Instagram Stories. What is the difference between the two of them, and how are you supposed to be using them? So I'm going to be breaking down the differences between the two to really help you be effective in your engagement on Instagram. So Instagram Reels and Instagram Stories seem similar as they're very short little video type clips, and some people might find them confusing about how they might be different, but they actually differ in many, many ways. The first way that Instagram Stories and Instagram Reels are different is time. They're both different in terms of how long they last on Instagram. For example, Instagram Stories are 24 hours. So they are 15-minute clips and they only last for those 24 hours unless you post them in your highlights reel, and then it becomes a permanent fixture on your Instagram platform. What this means for you is that what you should be posting in your stories are things that are happening in real time. So things that are taking place in that moment, or if you're trying to share information that is current or time sensitive. For example, if you are a small business owner and you have an online store and you're running a sale for the next 24 hours, that's the kind of thing that you're gonna wanna put on your Instagram stories. Instagram Reels, on the other hand, are also short clips. They're only 15 or 30-second clips. However, they last on your Instagram account permanently. Therefore, anything you're gonna be posting there has to be evergreen content. What evergreen content means is that things that could be watched at any point in time and any point in the year, and people will find it interesting. You cannot put something on your Instagram Reels that is going to no longer matter within 24 hours. Like, for example, a sale. If you have an e-store and you're sharing about a recent sale, you do not put this on Reels, because then when someone goes and checks that reel within a month, it's not going to make any sense anymore because that sale has now passed. Be very conscious about the time factor between Instagram Reels so that you can post content that is effective. The second way that Instagram Reels and Stories differ is in their shareability. So Instagram Stories cannot be shared publicly. Instagram Stories are viewed by people who already follow you, and therefore they can see it in their stories, but if they want to share it with somebody else, they can only share it in a DM, a direct message, in case you are not familiar with the lingo. So you can only share an Instagram story to someone individually or potentially a group, but you cannot share it publicly on your own feed, which means that the shareability of stories is very, very limited. So if there's content that you would like to be shared or you're hoping that will go viral, you should not be putting those in your stories because there is a limited ability to share those with other folks. Reels, on the other hand, can be shared publicly. So Reels are something that is easy for people to be able to either repost in their stories or can be sent to somebody else as well. A lot of times people come across Reels that they love, and if they think they're extremely funny or very interesting, they will repost it in their stories, and that is how Instagram Reels often go viral. So that should really impact the kind of content that you're choosing to put in your Reels. You want to put in your Reels the kind of content you think people will want to share. The kind of content people like to share are educational, tips and tricks, something really funny, something that's very trendy. So knowing this should help really drive the kind of content you're going to choose to put in your Reels versus your stories. The next way that Instagram Reels and Stories differ is in their purpose. Instagram Reels and Stories have a very different purpose. Instagram Stories is meant to nurture the current relationship you have with your followers. It is one thing to be able to gain followers. It is a very different thing to actually be able to maintain or hold on to those followers. And one of the great ways to do that is in Instagram Stories. People follow accounts where they feel like they're constantly developing some sort of relationship with that person, even if it's just directly online. This is one of the things that I talked about in one of my last videos on Instagram, and that is that especially if you are selling a particular product, people follow you on Instagram because they're feeling like they're getting to know your product a little bit more intimately. If they just wanted general information about your business, they would just go to your website, but they go to Instagram because they feel that they're getting something a little bit more intimate and something a little bit more behind the scenes, and Instagram Stories is intricate to that. It's their way of feeling like they're getting a peek behind the curtain. If you are a skincare company, for example, one of the great things you could be showing behind the scenes in your Instagram Stories is you making the product. A lot of people love and follow find it very interesting to see how the product is being made. It also puts them at ease about the process and really makes them feel like, okay, what I'm putting on my body is something that is healthy, or I've seen exactly how it was made and there's no questions behind it. So Instagram stories is a really great way to nurture your current audience. The content on Instagram Reels, on the other hand, often gets put in front of people who don't ever follow you. If you've ever gone down the rabbit hole of Instagram Reels and just sort of scrolled through, you probably would have noticed that the majority of the people that you're looking at are not people that you actually follow. Instagram Reels instead has an algorithm where they are simply posting content in front of you that they hope that you might like based on other things you might have liked or other people that you have followed, but are not actually ones that you follow currently. So the kind of content you want to post in Instagram Reels are the kinds of content you think are going to get people's attention. So you want to put viral type videos, and viral type videos are things that are trendy, things that are easily shareable or that they think that people will want to share. For example, educational type videos, tips and tricks, and things that are just generally trending or interesting. So something that is maybe happening in that moment that you know a lot of people will be interested in. A lot of those ideas have kind of come over from TikTok, where there's lots of different trends or different formats or challenges, and those are the kinds of things that you can adopt for your content, whether you're an influencer or a small business owner, and sort of jump on those trends and share that in hopes that it will get in front of lots of people. And the idea is that when someone likes an Instagram Reel, if they like it enough, they will click through to your profile and look through the rest of your content and decide whether they want to follow you continuously or not. And lastly, one of the big ways that Instagram stories and Reels differ is the content type. And I've already kind of touched on this throughout this video, but I'm going to sum it up right here. So to really maximize the engagement you're going to have on Instagram, you're going to have to really make sure that you're conscious of the content type that you're posting on Instagram Reels versus Instagram stories. And all of the previous factors that I've talked about in terms of time, shareability, and purpose will all guide the type of content that you're going to be posting in these two different features. So as I've mentioned, when it comes to Instagram stories, because they're only within 24 hours, they need to be current content, because the purpose of it is to nurture your current audience, and because you know that it has a limited shareability. So therefore, this all funnels down and tells us that the type of content you would be posting on Instagram stories is sneak peeks, behind the scenes. It also is a really great way to do interactive type content. Again, going back to purpose, because it's meant to nurture your current audience, it's a way for you to have a conversation with your audience. A lot of people use Instagram stories to simply chat out some ideas. And because of all the fun features in terms of stickers and so forth that you can put in there, that enables you to have an interaction with your audience and be able to have a dialogue between them. It's a great way for you to do Q&A sessions, which enables you to really get valuable data and feedback. You can check in with your audience about the things that they like, the things that they're interested in. Because of the feature of being able to do polls and Q&As, it's a really great way for you to engage with your audience, and actually has a great impact on the Instagram algorithm. People don't realize this, but if you post something on Instagram stories and people actually interact with it, they're giving you answers or clicking on the little buttons, it actually boosts you in the algorithm. Instagram will start pushing your stories out to more and more people, not just in stories, but the things that you post in your feed will also get boosted as well. So again, going back to Instagram Reels now, the content that you should be posting there, as we talked about, should be viral based content. The content that you think that is going to get the attention of people who don't already follow you. It's a great place to showcase maybe something in your brand. It's a great way for you to be doing sort of quick versions of blogging where you kind of share information perhaps about your brand or share general information. So if I go back to the idea that you are a skincare company, you don't necessarily always have to make it about your current brand. You could talk about ways to develop a skincare routine or foods that are really great for people to be eating to improve their skin. Things like that are educational and trendy and evergreen are the kinds of content you want to post in Reels. So to quickly sum up everything that we've learned here, Instagram Stories is the kind of content that is behind the scenes, is quick and current. So therefore, it's only going to last on your feed for about 24 hours. You want to share content that you don't need to be shared mass publicly, but you are happy to have shared maybe in between your followers. And it's the kind of content that is nurturing your current audience, that's keeping your current followers engaged and interested to continue to follow you because they feel that they are developing a relationship with you and seeing the behind the scenes and more intimate knowledge about your business or you as an influencer. To sum up Instagram Reels, this is evergreen content that can be viewed on your account at any point in time because it sits on your profile permanently instantly. It is easily shareable. It's going to be shared in Instagram stories and in people's DMs. And the purpose of this content is to drive traffic to your Instagram profile from people who don't already follow you. Therefore, you're going to want to put the kind of content in there that is viral, educational, that is showcasing something, or that is very, very entertaining. So that is my crash course on the difference between Instagram Reels and Instagram Stories. I hope this really helps you to really narrow down the kind of content that you want to post on these two different features so that you can really maximize the engagement that you're going to get on Instagram, so that it will help your profile to continue to grow and nurture the current followers that you have, and as well as gain new followers. Please let me know in the comments if you're really enjoying getting this kind of content regarding Instagram and social media and YouTube. This is the kind of content I do love to produce, so I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week. How long? Oh my goodness. Account. So that's it. That's my quick snapshot. Snapchat. It's not a Snapchat. Snapshot. Speak much.